That stuff's all in the past. Can't you just forget about it?
Forget the past?
Yes. The important thing is what's happening now, today.
Hello!
Hi.
We're the Small Potatoes.
Yes. Oof.
And today we're talking about the most iconic, some would say the best, Disney Channel original movie.
The Luck of the Irish.
The Luck of the Irish, yes!
Came out in 2001.
2001, it's a 24-year-old movie, but if you love DCOMs just like us, you know that this is the most iconic one.
And it's a very important one because I feel like this movie made us very aware of heritage and diversity.
Yes, I feel like if this movie came out today, it would be labeled...
Whoa.
Yeah, it would be labeled woke, utter garbage. People would hate it and they would say that it's bad, which is why we would watch it, because it's very informative. It teaches us about respecting other people's cultures
And how we all come from somewhere. We're as Americans, we're all immigrants. We all come from somewhere.
Yes, and it's just a beautiful movie that I feel like we all should go back and rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
But if you haven't seen this 24-year-old movie,
Pause this. Watch it.
Consider this your spoiler warning. It starts off with our main character, Kyle Johnson, played by Ryan Merriman, who you...
Oh, I know him from The Smart House, Final Destination 3, the roller coaster one, and if you're like me, Pretty Little Liars.
But yeah, I would say, was a very prominent figure in these
2000s.
early 2000s movies.
Oh, I want to also mention that the title card to this feels very spooky, which is so off and weird.
Oh my
but
god, yeah, it's like this slime green.
Yeah, like it's green because it's the Luck of the Irish, but like it looks like it should be like with the Phantom of the Megaplex kind of like title card.
Yeah, it starts off with our main character, Kyle Johnson, having a nightmare. It's silent.
Oh yeah.
It has a nightmare sort of sequence about Heritage Month, which is the important thing going on these days.
Yes, is having a nightmare because he sees all these people around him that have this cool heritage, but like Kyle doesn't know anything about himself. He is afraid of not being somebody.
One of the important things to note is that in the audience, I would say, is the most ethnically diverse group of people that you would see.
Because you see like people in like Swedish garb or like Asian like clothing.
Yeah, traditional Chinese. Some there was a Native American dance to begin with.
There was a Native American dance.
It just shows you that this is America, and this is the melting pot where all these cultures sort of combine and fuse.
And that's what makes America beautiful.
Yes, because as a foodie myself, you would say that the best foods these days are fusions.
He wakes up from his nightmare and he goes to get breakfast. And we can already see that like his parents are very bland. Like his mom dresses very simple. She has her hair up in a bun. She looks very clean and neat.
They have a very health conscious breakfast, I would say.
Yeah, like there's no like bacon. There's no eggs or pancakes.
And what we can assume, because Kyle's an athlete and because Bob, his dad, is probably
has health problems.
Yeah,
or
he's
something.
probably trying to watch his weight. But this leads Kyle to sort of ask about his heritage.
Oh my god! And his parents are so weird about it.
We moved here from Cleveland.
We're Americans, Kyle. That's all the heritage we need.
But they're like going about their day being like blah 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 blah, and as soon as Kyle's like, "What are we?" They're like,
we're American.
We're from Ohio. Oh no, we're from Cleveland.
Yeah. Like, what else do you need to know? This is where you and I would feel it's sort of
scary movie.
Yeah, his parents started acting like very cold
because it feels very goosebumps when like the kids question something and they're like, "Hold up."
Yeah. So they sort of deflect very well by the way.
They gaslight him.
And then we are led to
him going to school with his friend Russell.
Yeah, he walks to school and it shows how lucky Kyle is.
Because he finds money on the floor. He's good with the ladies. He can dance.
He's the man. He's the man at school. I would say he like sort of randomly answers C on one of his tests.
You know, in real life, you can't depend on luck to make up for not knowing. These answers are all correct.
Yeah,
and his
yeah.
teacher sort of tells him like, "Hey, you're not gonna get by on luck alone." But then he sees the test
And
results.
we're assuming that he got like a 100 on this test because the teacher's like, this is right.
It tells us that he is the star basketball player.
Yes, we cut to the last 10 seconds of a basketball game where Kyle literally just like
Does an insane shot. He like jumps for the ball, but at the same time shoots it. It's one of those YouTube thumbnails like, how did they make this shot? But it shows that he gets by on his luck
Yeah.
alone. And the next day, everyone's sort of treating him like a god at school. All the girls are like all up on him.
yeah, they're like, oh hey Kyle.
And
Bonnie comes up to him in the hallway and is like,
further questions his heritage.
yeah, she's like, so like, what are you gonna do for Heritage Month? I need to know because I'm the coordinator of everything.
Yeah, and Kyle doesn't really know, and he sort of also gives the same answer his parents did.
Yeah, like I guess because he's more embarrassed, he tries to deflect all the
He
questions.
says, "Oh, well, I'm from Cleveland. That's what my parents told me."
Yeah.
So he goes home, and his mom has sort of like a dinner magazine. Sort
Oh
of.
yeah, she goes, I saw this in a magazine, and this is like weird, gross salad. And also, I want to point out that Kyle's house is painted this weird like
Green.
clover green. Okay, it's not even like a forest green that's like all cute. It is clover bright green. And if that didn't tell Kyle something about his heritage,
Yeah.
you know?
So the next morning or the next day at school, he sort of terribly researches
Oh yeah,
Johnson
He's at the library and he just looks up Johnson. And
to find out more about his heritage.
yeah, and he can't find anything, obviously. So like Bonnie sees this and she's like, Kyle, did you at least look up Cleveland?
Like Johnson's in Cleveland.
yeah, like make it more detailed.
So this leads him to find out that his dad actually changed his name because he was unable
To find anything.
his high school records.
Yeah.
So his dad actually changed his name from Robert Smith to Robert Johnson.
At some point.
And this leads Russell to sort of joke about how his dad is possibly like a CIA agent.
are part of the witness protection program.
Luckily, or fate, some would say,
When they're walking around talking about this, they run into this bus bench that has a flyer for an Irish festival.
yes.
And Kyle just happens to notice that like his lucky coin that he wears every day, his lucky gold coin, has the same like symbol on it as the flyer does. So he says, hey, maybe I'm Irish.
Yeah.
Let's go to this festival.
So they go to the festival, and if you're from North Texas like us, it's very state fair.
Yeah, it looks like the state fair. It looks like it's like right in front of like the Texas nachos.
There's tons of events going on. He meets this mysterious old man.
Who talks about like, hey, why don't you like make your own shoes? A man who makes his own shoes makes his own fate.
Yeah, and he, they show that he's got like a snake on his soles,
And
I would
then
say.
he does this like weird trick where he like throws a bunch of quarters up in the air and they stack perfectly.
Hey, how'd you do?
And then he disappears.
Yeah, and everyone is sort of tripped out by it.
Even the lady at like selling them the food, she's like, wow.
Yeah, but then we are met with the main showman of this event.
Oh yeah, the bad guy.
Yes.
Of the movie.
Who, if you watched
Psych is Lassiter.
Lassiter, yes. Timothy Omundson.
Yeah, Amundsen, I think.
He plays Seamus McTiernan, who is the showman, sort of
The Lord of the Step.
the Lord of the Step. He's super flair.
He's great at crowd work because he's over here like talking, giving this speech about Irish dance, but he's also like touching a bunch of random people.
Yes, and what we find out is that
He's a Ferderic,
yes,
which is spelled like fear, by the
Fear
way.
Derrig.
Yeah, and it's apparently that's a mischievous fairy who dresses in all red, which when we meet him, he's actually in a red shirt, which is
Yes.
a cool callback, honestly. So we find out, like, because he is this Ferderic, the music that he plays is hypnotizing to people with leprechaun in their blood.
yes.
So they can't help but dance to this music, which is how he figures out who to steal from.
Yes,
Right?
and he has this crew, and they sort of rough up Kyle, but we don't think anything of it because, like a magician, it's a very sleight of hand.
Yeah, like they like bump into him really fast and they're like, "Oh, are you okay?" And they like take his like necklace at that point.
Yes. So we cut to the next morning.
Kyle wakes up and he already feels like something's off about the day. But he can't tell what it is. But then he goes downstairs.
Yes, he actually stubs his toe
Oh
for
my
the
God.
first time, I would
That's
say.
so funny that like he is just so lucky in life that he doesn't ever know like, oh, when you stub your toe,
It hurts
it
really
hurts.
bad. So he goes downstairs and we see his mom. She's got an Irish accent. She's got her hair down.
Yeah,
I just thought I'd try a more natural look. Now sit yourself down and I'll...
it's very Merida from Brave. It's very red and big and
Wild
curly.
and curly, yeah.
And
She confidently tells him.
yeah,
She says, "You've been asking a lot about your heritage."
and the dad's like, hold on, let's talk about this outside. And she just goes, "You're Irish, Kyle."
And just so you know, I kept this from you because whenever the Irish came here, they faced heavy discrimination and no one wanted to hire Irish people and they were given the worst jobs.
From the way it was when the Irish first came to America. From the jokes and the dirty jobs nobody else would take. And the signs and the...
Which, as you know, as people of color ourselves, we can sort of have an ethos.
Relate and empathize with.
Yes, because no one wanted to do those jobs. And that's why she kept it a secret from him.
Because she wanted him to be an American, treated like an American.
But she gives him a very heavy Irish breakfast.
There's black and white pudding, which is made from like 2 different sausages.
Yeah.
There's bangers,
beans.
spuds.
Yeah, it's a very heavy breakfast and like something that, you know, the Johnson family wouldn't eat in the morning. So it starts off and then Kyle starts going to
School with Russell. They're on their little walk to school.
Yeah.
And Kyle finds $1 on the floor.
Like usual.
But then he gets splashed by a car passing by and he gets soaked.
Yeah, and it sort of leads us into the day he's gonna have. He goes to school and what we can tell is that like normally where he would ace a test, he has forgotten his homework.
Yeah, all the girls are not paying attention to him. He's not like as flirty anymore.
Yeah.
Russell notices that Russell might be getting taller because he thinks like, oh, like I'm taller than you, Kyle.
And then they go to basketball practice.
Yes.
And the coach is sort of like, all right, it's free throw practice time. We're going to end the night. You make 10 free throws. You get to go home. And Russell leads it off. But then Kyle goes up to shoot. And for the first time ever...
Just relax. Let it drop.
He misses a free throw.
Which is so funny because like the coach makes this face.
End of the line, Kyle.
Where he's like, I guess go to the back, Kyle.
Yeah, which we can assume that Kyle probably has 100% true shooting percentage.
Which is
unheard
amazing to think of because you were pointing out when we were watching it, like there would be scouts on this kid already.
Yeah.
A kid who never misses a shot.
It's absolutely unheard of. And I don't know what we're to think of Kyle because maybe he is meant for basketball, maybe he's not. But he's having such a bad day and it's getting to him at practice. And he's so thrown off because he knew that at the end of the day, basketball would be there for him.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't.
He's the last person to leave practice, actually.
Yeah, and while he's like being all like, oh man, I'm not good at basketball anymore, poor me, Bonnie walks in and she's like, you know what? This makes me feel like you're normal. You're like the rest of us because not all of us have this amazing luck that you do to get by in life.
Which we feel is sort of
a double entendre.
Yeah, about Kyle's possible white privilege.
Because here's Bonnie, a person of color, having to make herself look so good for college applications when Kyle can just play basketball.
Breeze by.
Yeah.
And we actually find out that Bonnie has a very
love for basketball.
But she's not allowed to do it because her Latino father
is very strict about what will look good on a college application.
Yes, which is something that is true. Kyle finishes off the worst day of his life by having an abysmal performance at the semifinals.
But luckily, the coach sees that Kyle has a bad game far into the game, by the way. He should have taken him out earlier.
He's a bad coach, I would say. Drake.
saves the day and gets the team to the finals.
In spite of Kyle's bad performance.
He shows up to school the next day.
And everyone hates him.
Oh, yeah. And then, well, everybody's like kind of like be like, oh, whatever, Kyle. You're such a loser.
Yeah.
Russell notices that Kyle's hair looks different.
Yeah.
And Kyle runs to the bathroom, and in the most iconic Disney shot, okay? Because we remember seeing this in all the promos and all the next on Disney Channel.
Yeah. If you were watching the Disney Channel in the early 2000s,
you know this shot right here of Kyle looking at his hair.
That's when you knew it was either a Friday night or something. You just got home and Disney Channel was playing absolute bangers.
Yes.
They were like, next up on Disney Channel, Good Luck at the Irish.
And you see Kyle be like, oh.
Yeah, it's such a weird shot because it's sideways.
It's angled.
It shows his ears.
Yeah, and it was always in that little like.
And this is what always inspired us to talk about this movie because it's so iconic. If you just grew up watching DCOMs all day, and it's really incredible.
But after Kyle like sees all this happening, he goes to his class, his science class, like normal, but they're learning about magnets in this class, and we find out that magnets are attracted to cobalt, nickel, and iron. And Kyle is just like, let me put this to my solid gold coin, and the coin is attracted to the magnet, meaning that is not Kyle's coin.
He must have gotten his coin stolen.
Yes, so he runs home, and he runs home to find his parents, like, kind of waiting for him, right? And his mom is like this little.
She is so tiny. I would say it's very cute because.
And she's just standing there. She's like, we're leprechauns.
We're leprechauns.
We're not just Irish.
I failed to mention that. Yeah, we're leprechauns. And
they explain how the gold coin is the clan of the O'Reillys' luck, and how the youngest of the clan has to wear the luck.
Yes, and she also gives a backstory about why he is unfamiliar with his grandparents.
Oh yeah, because apparently leprechauns don't like it when you don't marry another leprechaun. So because Kyle's dad's not a leprechaun, they had to move and change their name. That way her family wouldn't find them.
That's why they went from the Smiths to the Johnsons.
Yes.
And this leads Kyle to sort of seek out, or Kyle's family, to seek out the coin, because they come to the conclusion that it might have been Riley O'Reilly, the head of Emerald Isle potato chips.
Which is seen at the fair.
And the school.
Yeah, and the school. People are just eating them in the background a lot. But we find out that the old man that Kyle ran into is actually his grandfather.
Yes.
So Kate is like...
It must have been him.
It must have been him. He's playing a trick on us because I married your father. So they go to the potato chip factory.
And they're well kicked out.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're related to Riley O'Reilly. And the security guard is like, he doesn't have any children. Like, get out of here. But then Kyle sees that the Young Achievers actually have a field trip coincidentally, or fate, or luck.
He puts on his early 2000s bucket hat.
And sneaks with the Young Achievers to take a tour of the potato chip
Which
factory.
Bonnie is there, and she sort of notices him acting weird, asking these weird questions.
Well, she knows he's not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So she goes up to him and starts talking to him. And then for whatever reason, the security guards are trigger an alarm. And there's this funny little chase sequence throughout the potato chip factory.
Which eventually leads them to running face to face with Riley O'Reilly, played by Henry Gibson, no less.
R.I.P.
Yes, rest in peace. And he finds
out that Kyle's his grandson, and he didn't take the luck, because why would he do that?
Because he's so successful.
Yeah, he's so successful. His potato chip factory is starting to really take off, so why would he take away the luck at that point? But then they find out that it was Seamus McTiernan because he's a fair Derek.
Yeah.
It must have been him.
So they go back to regroup with the mom and Bob. And it's so funny because we have a family reunion of sorts.
Yes.
Where Riley O'Reilly finally meets Kate and Bob, which he's never met before.
Yeah, he's never met Bob before.
And it's so funny because he peeks into the car.
Riley O'Reilly makes this thing saying, I swear on my mother's grave. And a kid freaking punches him to the ground. And she's like,
His grave. It wasn't me.
Don't be wasting your sympathy on him, Kyle.
Why would you say that? Your mother's alive.
Yeah, it's so funny.
And I want to mention too, just one thing. Riley O'Reilly mentions to his daughter, like, hey, you know I'm old, so like you knew that when you said that your partner hailed from the shores of Erie, that I thought you meant Era.
Yeah.
Which Lake Erie is in Cleveland, Ohio, and Era, which I think is another like lake or body of water.
Probably in Ireland.
That is in Ireland. Okay, this is important.
We can assume, yeah. It's so funny because this just shows a big family miscommunication. You saw this in the intro. It's very important because Kyle says, "Hey, let's forget the past. What's important is what's happening now." And I would say this is the part where I would say you need to go back and watch this film
because I see a bunch of stuff like this that honestly relates to now.
Yes, and it is what is important is what's happening now. And you can see the sort of rise in bad sort of discrimination against people of color. But they all gathered together to sort of chase Seamus McTiernan.
They find his
camper RV sort of thing.
Yeah, and they find that he has a safe full of this stolen gold.
Yeah, which is unattended, by the way.
Yeah, and the safe is like wide open, and the camper is unlocked. But like, of course, because Seamus is a fairy, he can tell when his stuff is being messed with, so he gets in his car, and thus one of the funniest car chases in series because we're assumed that this old man is freaking drifting.
Yeah, it's so funny because I would say this movie is only dated by the ska music that plays.
Oh my god.
During this whole 6-minute chase, I would say.
It's a really long chase sequence. It's like dun, dun, dun,
it's so fun. It's a very Disney Channel original movie. You could very clearly tell that that's not Henry Gibson's short ass whipping that shit.
Also, I want to point out that Seamus is like little like fairy laughs are so fun.
He's having fun with this.
Yes, like this is such a fun role for him, and you can tell.
He gets his goons to throw a stereotypical Irish meal out the window.
It's like cornbread and
it's corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah, it's corned beef and cabbage. But this causes when they throw the food onto the car, this causes them to get a flat tire, and apparently Riley O'Reilly has been so lucky in his life, he's never needed a spare.
Yeah, because he pops his tire, they sort of lose Seamus, and this I would say is the climax of the movie. Because
it starts to rain too.
Yeah, because Russell said, how could this possibly get any worse? It starts to rain.
The convertible top doesn't want to go up.
So everyone here is caught in the rain.
And there's this cute little scene where Kate is using a match. Like
it's really cute how they use her shrunken itty bitty self for just movie fun, I would say, or movie magic.
But right here, Bonnie makes a very beautiful speech saying how
I mean, when the Irish came to America, things were tough. And they had to work at jobs other people wouldn't take. And they didn't get paid what they deserved.
Even though, you know, we're all different in our heritages and whatnot, and the Irish did suffer, we are American now.
At the end of the day, what unites us is that we are American, a mixed pot.
Exactly.
And what do Americans do?
Never give up.
They never give up, never surrender.
And never forget.
And so they pick themselves up. The rain magically stops.
Yes.
Russell notices that there's a rainbow.
Yeah, he's like, hey, look, a rainbow. That's so cool.
Kyle jokes about there being a pot of gold at the end, but Riley O'Reilly
knows. Like, there is a pot of gold. Let's go.
Because that's Seamus McTiernan at the end. So Kyle, Riley O'Reilly, and Russell, they all run, and they see that Seamus McTiernan's in a pub of sorts, and they're singing Irish songs.
Yeah. They're having like the greatest like Irish time.
It's very we can't sing the rest.
Yeah.
But they get to the RV camper sort of thing, and Kyle and Riley.
Yeah, they automatically find their coin. Kyle's like, "This is my coin.
I know this is
it.
my coin." He puts it on. He grows taller.
Oh yeah, he gets his height back, and then the grandpa his beard gets shorter.
Yeah, but Grandpa
There's
says,
a leprechaun. Okay.
at the end of the day, he says, "Look at all that gold."
Give me that.
He probably stole that from other unlucky
Which is
leprechauns.
true.
Yeah, so he's like, let's take it for ourselves.
But Kyle is so noble. He says, "You don't know that. You don't know that he stole that." Like,
and that would be very greedy of you to like take other leprechauns' luck too.
yeah. So they sort of go on this back and forth, which leads Seamus McTiernan to sort of sniff out that something's going on with his gold.
And he uses his magic to catch the grandpa.
Yeah, he's got him by the beard.
Which apparently no leprechaun can escape, right?
And it's all said and done. Seamus is like, "Give me that coin back, and you get your grandpa back." But Kyle,
He's like, no, I know you're fair Derek, so let me make a deal with you. And he's like, I can beat you at sports.
because Seamus is a fair Derek, he cannot turn it down a wager.
Yeah.
And we have what I would say is the coolest part of the
'Cause
whole
they,
movie.
Like, handshake.
They like handshake.
Yourself a wager.
Hey, what's going on, Kyle?
And then they like transition to Ireland.
There's like an Irish games going on, and
It's
they're
like
wearing
throwing
Irish
the-
attire.
Yeah, the kilts and all that. It's like the Irish games or whatever.
Yeah, and it's so fun because it's these transitions are incredible, I would
Yeah.
say. But it leads us to Kyle sort of having a competition as his only teammate with Russell.
Which is not fair. There are 4 adults against 2 middle schoolers. Okay, middle schoolers.
But somehow they tie.
Yeah.
Seamus.
Seamus is like, hey, you said you could beat me. A tie is not beating me.
So I'm keeping your grandpa.
And your luck.
But Kyle makes a slave wager saying, "No, I'll be your slave
Yeah.
if you can beat me in basketball."
Yes.
So then conveniently,
Another transition.
yeah, they make
Done.
that wager, and it's such a sick transition because then it cuts to the
the
state
finals.
championship.
Yeah.
And Kyle and Russell are there, and his coach is like, "Where the hell have you guys been?" And they're just like, they say something silly.
No, Russell actually is like, we were in Ireland.
Yeah, and somehow the game starts, and like
Kyle even points out to the referee, by the way, he's like, aren't these people old to be in middle school? And the referee's like, well, whatever,
because
play ball.
he sees the kid as a middle schooler, not
I
as
guess,
Seamus
yeah.
McTiernan,
Right.
which I would say is such a cool effect.
And it shows how there is magic.
There's like a back and forth. Seamus is sort of also conveniently good at basketball.
Yeah.
But Riley sort of gives Russell his lucky coin,
Yes.
lucky, because
Yeah.
he tells him like, no, this is for you. This is not for the clan O'Reilly.
Yeah, this is a coin for you. And that gives Russell like a placebo effect, and it makes him like play better.
And this also gives Kyle a sort of growth in his basketball game.
he's like, you don't have luck like that. You are the luck. You make your own luck.
So he sort of learns to play with his teammates.
Mm-hmm.
He gives Russell the ball. Russell hits the game winner because Seamus sort of turns into this monster.
Yeah, like as when Kyle starts getting like better at basketball, and he gains his confidence, Seamus is over here like slowly turning into like a monster. Yeah. His hair starts turning red. His eyes turn green. He has like this weird face stuff going on.
Yeah, it's super funny, but Russell makes the game-winning shot because Seamus told Kyle he'll never beat him. And but that's what basketball is all about. It's a team
Teamwork.
sport, and you cannot do this all by yourself. So Russell sinks the shot. Seamus loses. He understands that he lost the bet. He is sentenced to the lake of Erie.
Oh yeah, so in the deal, Kyle was like, okay, if you lose, I get my luck back, and you forever have to live on the shores of Lake Erie.
How to say it? The land of your fathers isn't Erie, boyo. It's Era.
And it's so funny because this entire time, Bob is over here like, we're from Ohio, we're from Cleveland.
Yeah.
My father's from Cleveland.
And Kyle like mentions like, hey, my father's from Cleveland.
Yeah.
It is Erie, because Seamus is like, you need to learn your heritage. It's not Erie, it's Era.
So Seamus is sentenced to a fate worse than death. He is sentenced to live in Ohio.
In a lake in Ohio, by the way.
He shrinks. It's so funny. It's so magical. He's like, boop, boop.
Because like after that, he's like.
It cuts to Kyle finally at the Heritage performance.
And he's doing an Irish step dance.
He's wearing a Cleveland Brown shirt as well because this movie is very Cleveland.
Yes.
And I would say in the most beautiful
American patriotic way. They sing, "This is your land.
This land is my land. This land is your land.
Yeah, they
this
sing,
land was made
for you and me."
It's so beautiful.
It is. This is like one of the few times where like when a song like that about America is played, I'm like, oh yes, I am American.
Like this shows that there is some pride into being an American, and this is why it's such an important film for you to go home and watch today, because it shows that America is diverse.
We are a land of immigrants. That is how we started.
And it's absolutely beautiful, and please just go and watch it.
Have your kids watch this, okay? Learning empathy and learning cultures and learning how diversity is important is very important in this day and age.
So please go watch this utter woke garbage, but also like, subscribe, and follow us, and please tell us what you want to watch next.
Exactly.
But we love you. Bye.